Hello, comrades. Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Open Potato, and we are in the middle of constructing the Disneyland Palace of Soviet. That's right. It's going well, actually. We're doing a whole heap of work, to be honest, and actually, I think that we are well on the way to building it. Maybe not necessarily this episode, but it certainly feels like we're making hella good progress. And so therefore, I'm pretty gosh darn chuffed. Now, over the course of this episode, I very much hope that we're going to make as much progress as we possibly can. As I already mentioned, on this structure itself, but there is another perhaps even more interesting structure that I have installed. Now, this is another modded structure. Was a suggestion in the comments of the last video. Thank you as ever to everyone who comments. That's right, it is the Ryongyong Hotel of the People. It is that unbelievably weird looking missile shaped building from Pyongyang. That's right. It is the North Korean hotel, which is still not finished, I believe. I don't think it's safe to stay in. So therefore, this is a massive hotel building. I mean, it deals with what, 3,000 tourists, 250 workers. This is a big old beast right here. We need to find a place for this hotel to go. I am honestly, truthfully, not super sure where it should go. I mean, one of the options that we have, I guess, is just to completely terraform this area. I mean, how possible would that be? How possible would that be? I tell you what, it would probably just about fit in here. We would have to, like, seriously move the, yeah, we'd have to seriously move the bridge around. We'd have to maybe take one of the hydro plants out. But I guess, from my perspective, the appeal of doing something like this over here is that it would be right next to the airport and the helipad, which means if it's within walking distance, it just makes things so much easier. But if we are going to do that, then we, as I say, are going to need to move the bridge. We're going to need to, you know, remove all of this electricity wiring. We're going to need to change things. We're going to need to change things around fairly substantially. Although that being said, this bridge doesn't really serve a tremendously useful purpose at this moment in time. It's kind of extra to what we really need. So I tell you what, there might actually be some legitimacy in placing the hotel in the river here. Now, obviously, we are going to have to remake the river, and that is going to be a little bit of a challenge because there's not much space around this part of the world. And we still need to ensure that our little motorboats filled with tourists can get in from the border. But at the end of the day, I'm not overly bothered. I'm not overly bothered about the fact that we're going to need to do that. We are obviously going to want to do that, but we're currently investing a whole heap of time, effort, energy, etc. in making sure that the Palace of Soviet is up and running. And that's kind of my first priority, given that it is, I guess, just an insanely complex, large structure. What do we need? It's concrete that we need? Yeah, it is concrete that we need. We cannot store or export concrete. Yeah, why are you not working on this? There's probably a couple of other vehicles that are doing concrete transports. I mean, look, there's so many freaking helicopters flying around right now. It really does. It really does beggar belief. It's crazy the amount of stuff that's actually happening. We're working on this road slowly but surely. That's probably going to be done at some point in the near future. We changed all of the steel exports around in the last episode, which now means, thanks to this absolutely beautiful electrified bit of curved bridge. Man, that is a gorgeous sight to behold. It now means that we should be able to, yep, that's right, make a whole bunch of rubles from exporting steel. So we're gonna hope that that holds up. That's very, very important. I do want to start thinking seriously about repaying all of my loans. This area has not really come together in a way that I anticipated, but that's fine. I don't particularly care. It doesn't particularly matter. Let's not focus on food, because frankly, again, I'm just not that bothered. I mean, food is nice, but it's not super important. Looks like we are making some progress with this area. We've got the helipads that do need workers, actually, just workers. So we could maybe look at getting some workers delivered. I mean, maybe we could set up a collection point in Aluminov, but it hardly seems worth it, to be honest. Hardly seems worth it to get another worker depot. Ah, I see. Looks like we've moved to the next stage of production then. Clearly, as we are using an inordinate amount of steel. In fact, how much steel do we actually require? Oh, not that much for this stage. But overall, 6,000 tons. Okay. I mean, look, we manufacture steel unbelievably quickly. Just means that we're going to make fewer rubles by exporting, which is not necessarily the end of the world. It's just a little bit of a pain in the backside. I feel like maybe I should sell this TU-144, given that I've not really got any need to keep it around. I mean, it's obviously nice having the... Holy cow, there's 104... There's 104 tourists waiting here. Maybe I do stick the TU-144 on that route. How many passengers can the TU-144 actually deal with? Let's test this out. All right, there's no real reason not to just immediately... It can deal with 150. Okay. There's no reason not to deploy the TU-144 to a tourist transport route right now, and then we can obviously change it up later if we need to, which is totally appropriate. There's a cinema that's on fire. Fire truck is definitely going to be arriving, as it is just next door that it is coming from. So that is, on the whole, good news. Yes, very, very, very happy with that. That is good. We've got 17 tourists on this TU-144. That's not terrible. It's not great. Could be a little bit more impressive if I'm being brutally honest, but that's fine. Okay. All right. So on the whole, not too displeased with how things are looking. We are going to have to take traffic into account at some point soon, especially if I want to get rid of this bridge, which I am determined to do. I absolutely want to get rid of this bridge. The only problem with doing that is that it is going to further congest. It's going to further congest this bridge. And this turnoff especially. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to see if I can try and maybe squeeze in a little bit of a deletion here. There we go. Squeeze that in, squeeze that in. Squeeze that in, squeeze that in. There's, yeah, there's no real point to having this bridge, to be brutally honest. It's not even that much of a diversion to get from this area to this area here. I mean, I don't really think that many trucks will need to come down this road anyway, but you never know. It's actually a pretty good setup. I'm reasonably happy with how this is working. I feel like this junction could be tailored just a smidgen. It feels a little bit convoluted at the moment, but it's not super important. Not super duper duper important. I want to get a bigger hospital in here as well. That is something that I've already got a bigger hospital in here. I was away to say that's something that I really want to do, completely forgetting that I had already done it. Also, there's a fire somewhere? Yeah, there's a fire somewhere, and is a fire truck coming? No, there are definitely sky cranes coming. Hopefully there's going to be enough to put this fire out before it becomes a major dealio. How many sky helicopters do we have? 2. Just 2? Are there not more than 2 coming? It doesn't look like there's more than 2 coming, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Apparently they were able to extinguish the fire in record time, so I guess, who am I to say how many sky cranes should be deployed? There we go. That's fine with me. Are we still waiting to pick up steel here? We are still picking up a little bit of steel. That's fine. That's fine. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. Okay, so the next thing that we perhaps want to do is maybe look at whether we keep these hydropower plants in operation. I mean, we can. We're not exporting... Wait, what? We're not exporting... We're not exporting power from here. Yeah, there's 0 voltage at the Disneylandovsk foreign power connection. Makes me think that maybe we just ditch these hydropower plants in their entirety. Okay, so if I level from center here, I think that I've got a nuclear bulldozer nearby. I absolutely do. We gotta think smart about this. So what I kind of envision a canal. So I kind of want to bring a canal round here. Maybe not even necessarily this far. Maybe just in here. Down here. Completely terraform this area. And then make the canal go this way. And then obviously this would get flattened out. Because this is where our big old hotel's gonna be. I'm not gonna completely fill it in quite yet. Because we're still waiting. Well, we're still waiting for me to make a decision about what the heck we do with this hydropower plant. Now, I like the hydropower plants. I'm just not sure that it really matters, to be honest. I'm just not sure that it matters even slightly. Right, let's get rid of them both, because this one's not even working. There we go. Get rid of them. Related vehicles. This bus route. Line spacing is disabled, so it's not even set up properly. Here we go. Let's, just deploy them all to the depot. There we go. Nice. Okay. I mean, this is a little bit of a mess. I appreciate that, but let's be brutally honest. It's going to be worth it if it means that we get a cool as heck hotel, right? Right, comrade? Right? It'll definitely be worth it. Yes, it definitely will be. Okay, so this needs to be cleaned up anyway. I mean, this is just a disaster, and it doesn't lead to anywhere. It doesn't lead to anywhere. The hydropower plants were producing electricity, you know, in typically Soviet efficiency levels of uselessness. They were producing electricity that nobody was using, which is fine. What we should really do, and what I think I want to do, is run a bespoke cable. Doesn't even necessarily need to be to this export. Could be to another export if we have it on the line. Yeah, let me just roughly flesh out a high voltage wire. So you're doing import at the moment. Obviously, we can change that to export because frankly, it doesn't need to be on export. It doesn't need to be on import because we can just stick down a wind turbine here. But if I cost this. So I cost a bespoke route right the way over here to the, yeah, to this big beast right here. Building is in the way. Building is in the way. There is a way that we fit this through. Told you. Knew there was a way. Knew there was a way. Okay, and then around. And then around. Now. This is where the problems start. Because I could terrain modify, but frankly, I just don't want to. I think if we just bridge to the closest... Yeah, if we bridge to the closest gap there, and then up that away... It is a little bit inefficient, but frankly, that's okay. I'm going to allow that to be built at the game's leisure, because I'm not super bothered about how quickly that comes online. It doesn't even take that many bits and bobs, to be honest. 150 tons of steel is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, we still have more than enough at the Kolovsky open storage area, so that's fine. Ooh, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is looking very good. We need a whole bunch of stuff for this for this next phase here. So this is really going to be a test of our logistics systems. This is really a test here. But it's going to work, I think. It's going to work. It's going to work. Right, so we've got the TU-144s coming in here. That's great. I wonder if the TU-144 actually got off the ground and managed to pick up tourists. Looks like it did. Looks like we've only got 8 tourists waiting at this end here. That's great. Another 8 tourists coming in on the bus. Another, whatever it is, 42 tourists coming in on the bus. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good. We're probably hitting up against what is close to the maximum number of tourists that we can actually have in the Republic at any one given time. And of course, that capacity is going to be increased dramatically once we get this this North Korean hotel up and running. Now. This is a pretty key high voltage power line, isn't it? Yeah, kind of is. Kind of is. Let's tidy this road network up first, then we'll take a little look at the high... Ditch that. Then we'll take a look at the high voltage line. New vehicle is available. I did see that, over there. Yeah, this is a disaster here. I really don't like this corner. Is there any way that I can maybe just, I don't know, do something like that, and then just build this, and then turn this into a one-way route? And then turn that into a one-way route? Whoa, what was that? Kaliningrad forklift facility. Was that important? Probably. Somehow, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Anyway, yeah, so this one-way system, this may cause chaos. It may not cause chaos. It might be just completely fine. Alternatively, I don't know. Obviously, the video game needs to figure out exactly what is happening here. We've created a mini roundabout, which is probably not exactly ideal, but I actually think that it's going to work slightly better. The real problem is... Yeah, the real problem is this. The real problem is this area here. And the fact that this train track is in the way is, yeah, it is problematic, actually. Is very problematic. I almost feel like there may very well have to be a little bit of a rework of this specific bit of track. I also feel like maybe making this a one-way road has not helped things as much as I think it has. Oh well, whatever. We need asphalt, and we're working on that. Have we got anybody working here? We have no workers working here. That is deeply distressing and disappointing. Tell you what. Hold on. We have one worker on this line. Right, well that's an embarrassment, frankly. Let's see if we can try and assign 3 more buses to this area. Let's get line spacing enabled. Man, I love the fact that you can just toggle line spacing now. It's very, very good. Very, very good indeed. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it hugely. It is excellent for us. It's very, very good. Okay. The grass has grown. The grass has grown over here. Let's get level from center. There we go. Now, is this a big enough area to play with? This actually is just about a big enough area to play with. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go forward in time just a little bit to when, hopefully. Actually, hold on a second. Is there a way? Is there a way? Because this is not required here. This is not required here. This is obviously just testing. Is there a way that we could maybe make a canal that cuts... Oh, it's going to take ages, isn't it? Level from center. Yeah, so we can kind of like scout around the edge of the map here. And then maybe come through this way. Obviously, we'd have to get a bridge. But I feel like maybe something like this is just not the craziest thing in the world. So yeah, let's see if this can be the canal, because I kind of love this. I kind of love how wacky it looks. Like, as a tourist, this would be like, super interesting to behold, right? And then let's continue to extend this out this way. And then we will just, like, fully encapsulate this area here. Right. Then we're gonna need to sort out the high voltage wire, as I've already talked about. Let's ditch this road. I will get a bridge at some point. Famous last words, of course. The orbital potato guarantee. Let's maybe see if we can make this an exclusive canal at this moment in time. All right, maybe this is even gonna be like enough to work with anyway. Like, yeah, this might be completely fine. All right, this is most peculiar. Right, so not gonna auto purchase. Well, I guess we can auto purchase the goods. It doesn't particularly matter. But we need to make sure that this is. In a decent place. Right, let's build this. Yeah, and then let's build a footpath to connect up to here. And that will really be the test. That will really be the test of how. It's good, but the problem is that in an ideal world we're able to reach. In an ideal world, we're able to reach the Disneylandovsk train platform as well. Now, there might be some world where we're able to, I don't know, improve the walking route a little bit. But it's already 387 meters to this airport here. And I kind of want to just maybe see if we can get it any closer. I mean, in an ideal world, the end of the walk route would be. Is that maybe slightly better? Not really. Not really at all, actually. Is it even worth getting another train station in here, perhaps, somewhere? I don't know where on earth we'd run the train route, but. Lower everything just a little bit, so that it's a little bit more uniform. Whatever the case, I love the canal as it stands at the moment. It's super whack, and I kind of love it. Right, I mean, this is really as close as I can get it in this orientation. Right, cancel construction because we do not want to start constructing stuff quite yet. Is that any closer? That's 150 meters closer. Right, build that. Give us a test. Boy, it's close. It's real close. It's not real close. It's a little bit further than real close. It's not bad though. It's not bad at all. Man, look at that plane. It's so bumpy. It is so bumpy. Okay, so the next question is, if that's not going to fit, is there any chance that we can maybe get another train platform in here? Again, just hypothetically, but maybe we see if we can loop it around the airport. I don't know if there's any chance that we're going to be able to fit a. This is probably just ridiculous, isn't it? Underwater or too close to water level. Yeah. This seems like a disastrously bad attempt to make this work. Because we are going to need to build tourist facilities. Alternatively, we could build, like, a tourist zone, like, around here. We could build Disneylandovsk Part 2 in this vicinity around town. I'm not necessarily against that idea. I'm actually kind of in favor of building up the tourism infrastructure a little bit. Okay, next thing. Are we able to have any division? Because I kind of like how this looks and feels. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Bring it down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit. And then Yeah, we're gonna probably want to keep this area elevated to build some tourism facilities out here. But then again, if we build tourism facilities out here, then we're gonna have to find some way of getting workers moved over here. I guess we could use helicopters, but that seems rather wasteful. It does seem very, very wasteful indeed. Okay, all right. I think this is not a bad situation. It's not a bad situation. The hotel is just crazy. It really, really is. It's just bonkers. Let's do that. Yep. And to be honest, I think that we need to upgrade all of this road. So let's do that. Let's get it all upgraded. And then let's see if we can try and maybe get a bridge across here. I don't think that's going to be good enough. That's the unfortunate situation. I don't think that that bridge is going to be necessarily good enough. I maybe get a little pillar in the center here. That's not bad. It's not bad, and that might allow us to make this just slightly more workable. There we go. And then upgraded roads. Upgraded roads. And that over there. Okay, let's queue all of that to be built. I don't know if we're necessarily going to do it right now, as I say, because we are in the middle of building one of the largest construction projects ever. But it's certainly worth a shot. I feel like it's definitely worth doing. We're not going to start work on the big old hotel quite yet, but that's still not necessarily the end of the world. What else do we need to do? Infrastructure-wise, I did think that we were going to have to change the route of this high-voltage cable, but as it turns out, we very much do not need to. Also, I'm pretty sure that half of our tourism boats have just taken a ridiculously bad turn somewhere along the line. I have a funny feeling that some of them are probably cruising around the edge of the map right now. I don't know why. Yeah, they're going a daft way. They're going a daft way, and there is nothing that I can do about it. I wonder if maybe... No, I can't see the route that they take. I think at least one ship has gone this way before, but I might be mistaken in that. All right, ditch this. Maybe see if we can tighten this up just a smidgen. I can actually probably do just a little bit tighter than that, actually. Too sharp of a turn? That is remarkably not a sharp turn. I gotta be honest, video game. That is, There we go. Look at that. Magic, eh? Magic. And we'll do terrain height from center. And then we'll widen the canal. Just in case it's widening that the canal needs. I don't think that it is. I suspect that this area is probably the greater impediment. This bridge is probably garbage. But that's okay. That is okay with me. And look at that. We are operating without issues. This is great news. This is excellent. We are filling up with all of the bits and bobs that we need. And thus far, seems like things are working out in our favor. Yeah, this is looking mighty impressive. Mighty impressive. Have we still got steel in the tank? Yeah, we got a full thing of steel. And we've got 4 million rubles in the bank. Don't mind me. Collision? I bet you this is a fake collision. Yeah, I told you it was a fake collision. Unbelievable. I knew it was a fake collision as soon as I examined it closer. All right, that's looking good. We've got mechanical components that are still being manufactured in substantial enough quantities. That's great. We are making so much money. How is this happening? Looks like we are doing okay in terms of fuel rod construction as well. 116 workers ready to rock and roll. That's looking pretty good. This is looking very impressive, actually. We can probably crank down the number of people that we actually need to work in the uranium mine. Yeah, take it down to like 50 or so. To be honest, that's probably still overkill. There's just no reason to have, you know, everyone in there. Again, it would be nice if we could, you know, divvy it up a little bit more consistently, but unfortunately we can't. It's fine. It's fine. At the end of the day, 50% production on nuclear fuel fabrication is not bad. It's not incredible, you know, it's not 75%, it's not 100%, but it's not bad. It's perfectly amenable. Perfectly amenable. Number of firefighters, that's okay too. Yeah, I mean, part of me thinks that the way that we fix this problem is just by getting more houses here, to be honest. If we were able to get more... If we were able to get more houses... If we were able to get more houses, that would probably just about fix all of our problems. Yeah. That's a shame that that's not going to work. There we go. We'll make it work. Okay, good. That'll probably be fine. This may be pushing the distance a little bit, the walking distance. But at the end of the day, I think, to be honest, we probably need more... more flats anyway. Let's use dollary dues, because frankly, there is no... Did I just use rubly ruse there? No, I should have used dollary dues. Okay. Yeah, we might even have excess people that are looking to move in here anyway. Yeah, as you can see, people are definitely moving in. Go, build, build, build. We could be using better houses, but frankly, I rate these houses very, very highly. They are very, very good. Right. We'll do something like that. Yep, very cool. And is there cut through here? Kind of not. So we need to fix that, because we need to ensure that there is a way for people to get food. That is a reasonably important thing to require. Is that connected? That looks good to me. That looks very, very good to me. Actually, that's not bad at all. Right, so the food... Yeah, the food shop should be accessible by pretty much everyone. So those tweaks may not have an immediate impact because, of course, we don't necessarily have the population that's ready to move in. Of course, we could decide to invite people in, but that hardly seems necessary. In fact, we probably have. Yeah, we got a massive surplus of people. What's going on here? Building is without a power supply. Okay, I mean, whereas the problem used to be more complex, now it is very simple. We just build one of these. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. TU-144 is ready to be sold. I'm actually going to sell this one, and we're just going to get rid of it. I don't think there's any reason to keep it. Actually, maybe there is. 164. Actually, no, there's not. There's only a couple of tourists there, and another plane is arriving right now. So, yeah, hardly seems prudent. Let's just cash in on the good vibes whilst we have them. Only good vibes for me, please. Only good vibes for me. A massive infrastructure project is underway in this part of the world as well, which is great. Look at that. We've mobilized pretty much all of our trucks. They're presumably all picking gravel and asphalt and everything that we could possibly need. They're picking up, which is wonderful. Construction is running at a pretty decent rate. Looks very impressive. I mean, what is that? Maybe just shy of 20%, maybe. So it's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. I'm not too displeased with the amount of progress that we've clearly very rapidly made over the course of 1.5 episodes, basically. Yes? Why are you here? Ah, you're waiting until loaded. I see. Okay, I've got no issues with you waiting until loaded. I don't know why I said it like that, but that's fine. We could do something about this. We've got a train that's just chilling, that's spare. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to do anything with it, but we could if we wanted to. Looks like the ships have finally figured out the appropriate way to get around the canal, which is excellent. It means that we should be delivering people in good time here. This is a mess. This is an absolute disaster. This needs to get changed. I don't know what we need to do here, but we need to do something. Yeah. I almost feel necessarily that this curve isn't the problem. It's the regular busyness of this bit of track here. Alright. It's freaking loud with all these helicopters, dude. This is spicy. Is there a way that I can maybe get a bridge? Yeah, so we get a bridge in. Get a bridge in here. Right. Well, it's a freaking mess. But seriously, something like this. And then down to here. And then connect up. I'm gonna, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna let that build. I actually really like that. I actually really like that. Let's get that in there. That doesn't want to connect up, but I mean, frankly, it doesn't matter because we can just ditch this bit of road anyway. I'm not going to do it with the delete tool, though, because that's a recipe for disaster. Okay. Still activities happening around here. Have I made a terrible mistake? Have I made a terrible mistake? Mistake is a strong word. I think it'll definitely work. This kind of defeats the whole purpose of making it more direct. Yeah, kind of... Yeah, fine. Alright. Now, where the bleeding heck did I have this connected to? Was it here? I guess so. Alright, fine. Let's see if that makes a whiff of a difference. I think it will, actually. It means that we are just completely... We're completely circumventing... Well, everything. Uh-oh. Wind power plant? Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? To be honest, these things are bound to happen. There is pretty much a 0% chance that I'm ever going to end up with... What? Where the heck are these things? They've got... There's loads of freaking tourists here, dude. What the heck is up with that? Are we near Potatograd? We are somewhat near Potatograd. Hold on. Please stand by. Copy. Dispatch. And let's buy one more. And dispatch. I don't know why, but apparently we've just got a whole bunch of extra passengers that are just chilling on that station over there. So we'll get that rectified as swiftly as we can. That's looking good. Okay, we got our first customers on this bridge. This is just not This is not a happy time. This is not a happy time. It should be a much more happy time. And yet, it just isn't. I almost feel like the one-wayification has made a negative impact. Let's run it in 2 times speed just to sort of see if it makes any changes. Even getting rid of this bit. Getting rid of this bit is probably advisable. But I mean, how on earth are we going to get rid of this section? How on earth are we going to get rid of this section of There we go, we did it. Alright, that's good. I think that might make a difference, you know? It certainly looks like it might make a difference. It's a little bit jammy at the moment, but it's fine. Yeah, not good though, not good. But definitely the bridge is making a difference. The bridge is definitely making a difference. This bit, not so much. This bit, not so much. I almost feel like it might be a better idea to get a second bridge in here so we could have a proper one-way system. It's always difficult to do one-way systems when you have, you know, like a single route choke point, as we do at the moment. But the backlog has been effectively cleared. There are very few train tracks to worry about now, which is very good. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Also moving stuff like the medium distribution centers that just absolutely do not have to be here. That's probably advisable, but I mean, you know, now we're so deep. We're deep in the rabbit hole of traffic problems that it hardly seems prudent. Anyway, it doesn't particularly matter. Right, the boats are still managing. That's great news. If the boats do have an issue, then we're gonna have to take action. We're gonna have to take action somewhere if the boats aren't able to get onto this bridge. But to be honest, it looks like they are. It looks like they're able to manage just fine. Unfortunately, there's no way to test to see if a boat actually has a problem unless there is a problem. So, yeah, just something that we need to keep an eye on, apparently. The other alternative is that we could, you know, turn this into a proper canal. There's nothing stopping us from moving the hotel one more time. But it doesn't really seem worth it. Looks like the game is able to calculate exactly where the boat is going to go. Yeah, it manages to get under there, no problems whatsoever. Yep, that's just fine. Happy with that. The bottleneck has somewhat been cured, but is still problematic. Still problematic. Yeah. Whatever. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's only occasionally problematic. The good news is that since we're no longer delivering all of our construction materials to this facility, to this building via truck, actually means that very few trucks and vehicles are coming up this way. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Most of our deliveries are in fact by helicopter, which is of course absolutely unsurprising, given how unbelievably brilliant that they are. So makes perfect sense, I suppose. Makes perfect sense. It works. It's fine. So what do we need? We need workers for this area, and the only way that we're going to be able to get workers is by bus, because all of the helicopter workers are being moved to the Palace of Soviet, which is fine. Yeah. This is okay. This is absolutely okay. Everything is looking pretty well organized, to be honest. Might not look it, but it's fine. Also, did we manage to build that? No, we haven't built the high voltage wire yet. We are working on it. We need what? A whole bunch of gravel? Yeah, I mean that's not likely to be happening anytime soon. Although in saying that, hold on, can I assign this to this construction office. I don't know if that was necessarily the way it was before, but we can get gravel delivered by truck. We just deliver it to either end, I believe. So we just deliver the gravel to the large coal power plant, and that will sort us right out, which is excellent. So we should have no issues there. What do we need? Asphalt is the name of the game. And we need workers. And I thought we had workers. I thought we had plenty of workers. Apparently not. Let's deploy more buses. Deploy more buses to the line. Start, start, and start. Line spacing is, of course, enabled, so hopefully we're able to capture a decent number of workers. How are we doing for people in this city? 412 people that are living with their parents that don't want to be living with their parents. Is that fixable? The crazy thing is it requires 2 freaking 2-story prefab flats. That's the bonkers thing. It's probably relatively easy to address. If we destroy some of these older, daft, high-density, low-density, old-style houses, probably get away with building 1 or 2 buildings in here, maybe. It's a little thin. I'll grant you that. It's a little worrying. Yeah, oh boy. It wants to go, doesn't it? It wants to go. It's gonna go. Okay, alright. There was... Here we go. Oh! Ooh, video game, you didn't like that, did you? Alright, so one of those in there. That's gonna at least address half of the housing shortage. And that should be... I was going to say, that should be a building that is only able to supply workers to the bus platform, but as it turns out, it's also going to supply workers to the train platform as well. This train platform is just the busiest freaking train platform in the game, and I dearly, dearly, dearly love it. It's real good. It's real good. Are you picking up... Yeah, you're picking up all of these unfinished roads and whatnot, but apparently you're just deciding not to deliver workers there. Fine. Alright, we're about to finish this road. We're about to finish all the roads that freaking matter. Which is cracking. Which is very good. We've got bitumen here, which is grand. We've got gravel here, which is also grand. We might run out of gravel in our desire to construct the Palace of Soviet. Ambulances. No, I don't really care about ambulances, to be honest. I really do care about the fire. Is this an important facility? I mean, it is and it isn't. It is where we're storing the oil, but chances are it's out of range of the fire station. Yeah, it's quite considerably out of range, actually. Now, there is a fire station in town. We don't have any fire trucks. We don't have any... it doesn't matter. Let it burn down. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. I don't think that there's a way that we could assign... No, we can't assign the sky cranes to do it. Not from that distance. Looks like the backlog, looks like the issues that we had with traffic in this area have been cleared, which is excellent. Very, very, very happy about that. We have no tourists arriving on that TU-144. A little bit disappointing there, but whatever. No workers or mechanism. Can I assign... Oh, maybe I can't assign bridge construction. No? You want to work? Oh. Interesting. I wonder if perhaps bridge construction is impossible for helicopters to deliver workers to? I say bridge construction. Bridge construction across water might be problematic because there's potentially no places for helicopters to land. I wonder if that's the case. Okay, that's done there. We're just about done here. This is all fine. You know what? I will build this bridge. I will happily build the bridge. If it costs me a few pennies to do, I'll do it. Build this bit of road as well, because that bit of road was clearly too small for helicopters to contribute to. Right. That is That is access. That is access that is now granted to this area. Yep, we will rebuild the oil/fuel storage. And the good news is, the way that the game decides to make this work, I believe... I was going to say, I thought we kept all of our oil, but apparently we didn't. But in saying that, actually, the reason that we didn't keep all of our oil is because there probably wasn't any oil in this tank originally, because most of it is being processed. Yeah, okay, alright, that's fine with me. Okay. We are still requiring boards and steel and bricks and prefab panels in order to move forward the construction on the Palace of the Soviet. This is where the logistics network that we built up over, over ages will hopefully come into effect. We've got boards that are being supplied here. We've got the wood cutting post, which is working. We do need to auto-purchase fuel here, though. Like, this is new. Yeah. There we go. We turn that into boards, and that is moved along. Great. Okay. Happy days. We should only have something like, I don't know, a couple of workers that are still living at home with their parents. Also, apparently, a massive electricity shortage, just in general. Be good to rectify that. Yeah. Okay. That up and running. We've got 91 adults that are still living with their parents. That is a perfectly acceptable number. I will happily be okay with that. Right. So this is all looking fine. It looks like things are holding up over here, which is great. Prefab panels are being replenished semi-regularly. Bricks, here they come right now. Bricks are being replenished. Boards are at full capacity, so that's great. There's a lot of demand for a lot of resources, though. There is a lot of demand for a lot of resources. But it seems like we're managing. It seems like we're managing just fine. Buildings without power supply, excavators, bulldozers. Oh, hold up. We might be out of fuel on these things, actually. Yeah, we're out of fuel on these things. Where did the power supply used to come from? Do we have workers at the plants? We do. How did this used to work? How the bleeding heck did this used to operate? Not quite sure. Not quite sure at all, but that's going to return the helicopters to the skies, I hope. That is going to return the helicopters to the skies. There we go. Nice and quick as well, eh? We really should get better helicopters. These, these piddly little things that take 8 people a pop. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. It's just not ideal. It's just not ideal. We really need something just a little bit more impressive. A little bit more impressive, a little bit more reasonable. Bricks. Yeah, how are we gonna manage with bricks, actually? Bricks are probably the weak point, I would suggest, because we got a lot of them. It's just taking a little while for us to move the bricks around. It's still being done with trucks as well. And again, it's only 2 trucks, right? It's only 2 trucks that are moving the bricks. You didn't manage to unload here? What? Oh, that's a construction truck. It's taking the bricks to the Palace of Soviet. That's fine. Yeah, again, this is kind of why we would really have benefited from a central warehouse district that just sort of hasn't really materialized, irritatingly. It's just not really been built fast enough. So it's not necessarily the end of the world, but it just sort of slows down a few bits and bobs. I really want to start working on this, by the way. I really, really, really want to start working on this. Concrete, gravel. I mean, look, we've got trucks that can do it. I'm going to continue construction. I'm going to continue construction and... There we go. Assign them all. Because there's no reason that these trucks should just chill out and do nothing over here. We might as well get them engaged. We might as well get them going. Where do you get your gravel from, by the way? You get your gravel from right here. There is very little gravel here. Let's instead get the gravel straight from the source. Seems like a much more prudent idea. Rather than faffing around and moving it from place to place, we'll just get a little bit of additional gravel. Sure. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff happening here. There's a lot of stuff happening. We've got concrete on the site already. That's remarkable. We are trying to do two absolutely humongous projects at the same time. I will say, by the way, that this hotel I think is a bigger construction project. Let's have a little look. So this is going to cost 24 million. 26 million depending on where you build it. Okay, 23 million in the very corner of the map. 23 million in the very corner of the map. Whereas the... Oh, it's a town hall, isn't it? Or whatever it's called. City hall, yeah, there we go. This is 33 million. Okay, all right, I'm mistaken. I thought that the Palace of the Soviet was a slightly smaller building project than the Hotel of the People. But apparently the Hotel of the People is just ever so slightly more, just ever so slightly smaller, and the Palace of the Soviet is ever so slightly larger. So the fact that we've made such a huge amount of progress is actually fairly impressive by that standard. But there we go. That is what it is. That is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. I just wonder if there's any way of just increasing the amount of bricks that we have in transit. I tell you what, there is. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. It's a little bit manual, but I think it's a worthwhile investment. Open hull. Let's get the Maz trucks. Let's get 6 of them. Right. Let's go here. To here. Literally just that. That is all that we require. Start. Okay, all right. So now we've basically got manually we've got brick trucks delivering between two of the areas, one of which produces bricks, the other which consumes bricks or stores bricks, I guess. It's not too complicated. We're not going to have any waiting around. We're not going to have any shenanigans like that. It's just going to be, you know, deliver bricks when there is a deficit of bricks, and you know, don't deliver bricks when we've got enough bricks. It's very, very simple. Either way, this is looking good. This is looking excellent. I'm very, very happy with how construction is working. One other thing that I will do is, yeah, so the helicopters that are working here, they are from Helicopter Construction Office. And this needs more, this needs more things. This needs more things to deliver to. It needs more things to do. Add that. It also needs more helicopters. It doesn't need many more helicopters, but it does need a couple. There we go. 3 additional helicopters. And to be honest, this is a pretty good time. This is a pretty good time to look at our total debt. What do we got? 27 million rubles owed. $0 owed. Excellent. We can take out a loan at 5.8%, which is probably way lower than some of the 6.7s that we've got. Yeah, 6.7, 6.6. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all, to be honest. We are doing so freaking good. I am so unbelievably happy with how much money we are rolling in. Spoilers, it's a lot. We are rolling in a lot of money. All of our production processes seem to be holding up. It's not, you know, it's not great. There's a little bit of a steel deficit in a few places, but for the most part, we've got steel, we've got prefab panels. we have all of the things that we need. We're able to produce all of the things that we need. They're being delivered. The only real issue is that it does take a little bit of time for the game to say, oh, okay, so the bricks have been taken from the open storage, therefore we're going to order some new ones, and then by the time that the new bricks are ordered and then delivered and whatnot, you know, you're looking at a couple of days later, and that sort of slows down everything. But on the whole, very, very happy with the process that we've established. If I have a little look at tourism numbers right now, I bet you our tourism numbers are the highest that they've ever been, to be honest. So this was last year. Last year, 1975, we had a decent number. Tourists died. Oh my lordy, that's not a great statistic. This year, so last year we had 22,700 enter the Republic. This year we've had 13,000. That's not actually as many as I would anticipate. Although I will say, this year, or last year we had 18,000 Western tourists arrive. This year already we've had 18,000. So we're pretty close to full satisfaction. So 16,000 people wanted to come, 13,000 managed to come. Last year we were about 6,000 off. Look, to be honest, we could do with increasing the average trip score. Also ensuring that less people die, kind of important, but people mostly die in December. That's kind of how it works, I think. As you can see, we're doing not too badly. There's definitely a big spike towards the end of the timeline there, which is great. Very, 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 very happy. Delighted, in fact, that we've got as many people coming to the glorious Republic as we do. Is nice to see. It's nice to see that people have realized the error of their ways, and hopefully we're going to see more and more people visit as soon as we get this hotel up and running, which I hope will be, well, in the next episode. I hope it'll be in the next episode, but I sincerely doubt that it will be. We will no doubt start to see some of the production processes that we have start to creak under sustained load. You know, the brick process, for example. Do we have enough coal to supply continuously to the brick production area? I don't know. And to be honest, we should probably increase the number of people that we have working in our brick facility, because we are out of bricks already. As you can see, the creaking has already started. We're going to have to get to the bottom of this in the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching. My name, of course, has been Open Potato. Thanks to Banana, and Aurelio from the $225 plus tier patrons. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.